All right, welcome everyone, and come nice and close. Come on and make yourself comfortable. We are about to get started with No Simple Road podcast. I don't know if you listen to podcasts the way I do, but I love being able to be in the living room as a podcast is taking shape. So come on and sit down, come close. There's nothing like the energy that people give from the stage. So let's also do the same and give back to the folks who are sharing with us today. Just to tell you a little bit about them, they said, "We are more than just a Grateful Dead podcast, more than a music and culture show, something other than a Deadhead family of cosmic wanderers. We're people living a life uncommon, and we've grown into a thriving community. The No Simple Road family. It really has been a trip to see where this show has taken us. Back in 2017, we started a Grateful Dead podcast as soon as it became, and soon it became about much more than just the Grateful Dead. No Simple Road has turned into a show about the whole music scene, the community of freaks, heads, weirdos, misfits, dabblers, and wild cards that we are a part of and love so much. Beyond the music, we delve into the worlds of comedy, food, art, books, and all the things that turn us on, make us think, bring us joy, and make us smile. We're grateful to have you along the trip with us on this wild ride." And just a little personal note, I got to meet Mel and Aaron and Apple. So my very first night, I got to just run into Mel and Aaron, and it was one of those like love at first sight moments. Do you ever experience that? And we just kind of walked around fair and didn't know anything about one another. So this is a deep honor for me that I get to host this stage and welcome my new, very dear friends, and I'm so excited for what you're going to share with us. So let's please give them the warmest, loudest, because man, people at the fair are loud, so you got to be louder. Ready?
What's up, everybody? That's up. So like she said, we're No Simple Road. I'm Aaron.
I'm Mel.
And I'm Apple. And to be sitting on this stage in front of all of you is an immense honor. Back in '89, I went to my first Grateful Dead show, and I never left. And I've been hearing about the Oregon Country Fair my whole life since then, and never had an opportunity to come. And to come this way, to be on a stage, I mean, it means everything to us. So thank you guys for being gracious and having us. It means the world. And you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, we have something super special for Country Fair. This is our first Country Fair, and to our knowledge, this is the first time that our guest is going to be performing at Country Fair. So we have that in common, and I'm so excited to share that. But even more than that, our guest has grown up in the fair, and her wonderful parents have decided to also join us to talk about the journey and the fair and the growth and how it must feel to be so proud of their daughter living this extraordinary life that they helped to create so long ago. So if anybody's going to be around this evening at main stage, you know that LP Giobbi is going to be the one that's on stage, and so we would love to welcome LP Giobbi and her parents Michael and Gail.
Also, I was going to say one thing real quick. If people don't know this, this is a very historic fair also. because the entire main stage is featuring female performers. And as somebody said, it's about damn time. So.
LP, what's up?
Would you mind turning on the monitors? There's a little bit of feedback. I think it's coming from the monitors. Thank you so much.
We need a professional to help us figure
I
out
got
what the
you.
hell we're doing, man. LP,
Yes.
what's up?
Yes, Aaron, how are you?
I'm good.
I can't believe we're here.
I know. We've been talking about this for a few months now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to sit in on a podcast, I guess a few months ago, and fell in love with all of you. You were
Aw,
amazing. I
same.
left that podcast teary-eyed and called my parents, like, they're amazing.
Aw.
Deadheads are amazing. Thank you for this community.
It is a trip for us when we're doing any interview, and the energy and presence of the person that we're talking to comes through the screen, and you feel them in the room, and it doesn't happen all the time. It really doesn't.
It happens rarely.
Yes, well, but you lit up the studio, and we fell in love with you too. And you know what? The thing is like, coming from Fair, the minute we mentioned Fair, you were off.
I probably lit up, yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm just curious, for you, having grown up running around here, this is your playground, what does it feel like today to be headlining main stage? Okay, we're done.
Yeah, this is oof, man. I've been on a journey the last few years that's been the opposite of grounding, and I'm grateful for it. But this place is the ultimate earth recenter, and being here after having gone on this journey has just been yeah. And knowing I'm gonna play it tonight, I mean, I've been crying all day. I actually went and got my hair braided this morning by this woman, Leah, at the booth across from main stage, and she's braided my hair every year since I was 5. And so I went and got my hair braided tonight, and I said, Leah, her name's Leah too, you braided my hair every year since I was 5, and I showed her some photos of like growing up with, you know, the braids at the fair. And I was like, and today I'm playing main stage. And she goes, what? You're LP? I braid your hair every year? And we shared some tears and cried, and I just said, like, I really wanted you to be able to be the one to do my hair for the most important set of my life.
That's pretty impressive. The most important set of your life. Now I want to introduce these two over here, because how does that feel, knowing that you're bringing your kid, she's just running around at 5, 6, 7 years old, you know, dirty, you know, getting her hair braided, and now she is this gorgeous grown-up woman who is making people dance and happy and traveling. Like, how does that make one feel?
Couldn't make me prouder. My heart bursts.
I know.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, she was, you know, yeah, she's been a fair kid. We have 2 kids. We have a fair kid and one who's a fair.
A little bit closer,
Your
yeah.
kids, you never know what they're going to turn out to be. And she's like, every year she comes back every year, and then she starts music, and she's like, you know, I want to play here. She'd be turning in her tapes, and they're like, we don't do DJs.
Yeah, they denied me for about 10 years.
Yeah, so she would perform at our booth after hours, and she would perform just for a small crowd out in front of the booth. Or then when we got some complaints about sound, we did a silent disco, and she's DJing up there. And now she's actually on main stage, so it's just mind-blowing for us.
Yeah.
I was in Australia on tour, and I got a call from the booker of Oregon Country Fair. He sent me a DM. Well, first they sent an offer to my agents, and my agents didn't even present it to me because they were like, "This is an offensive offer, and we've never heard this, and like, there's no other DJs playing. We're not, you know." And then I got a DM from the booker, and the booker was like, "Hey, we're trying to book you, and we're not getting a response from your team." And I was like, "Oregon Country Fair's trying to what?" I called my team, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we didn't think that was, you know." I'm like, no, this is the most magical place on earth. Like, cancel everything else. We're doing this. And I got on the phone with the booker, and he was like, and I was thinking, you know, the dance pavilion at 1 p.m., whatever,
Right.
you know, like, and I would have freaked out over that. And he was like, headline Saturday night main stage. And I was like, I have to go call my
Holy
parents.
shit.
I'm sorry, I'll call you right back. I literally hung up the phone to call them. They're like, no. I mean, I played Coachella this year. This is it. This is like the pinnacle to me.
She can quit now.
Yeah, we're
I can
done?
retire fucking finally.
I mean, you just said you've been on this journey that's anything but grounding. And then to have this pop in is even bigger, but I would imagine like this is full circle, right? I mean, this is bringing it back home, and now you get to show your family what you're made of.
And I have the most loving, supportive family.
We,
on the
we, we
planet.
know what she's made of.
I meant this family.
The Bear family. I know it's I don't know. I don't even know how to process it. I'm processing it through tears. That's it.
Well, we've been going to the fair for, I don't know, 30, 40 years or something. And at some point, you know, we were this age, you know, when we started coming to the fair, we were the young people running around doing drugs, whatever. And so now they're like, we're the elders, and we're like, this has to be passed on to the next generation to keep this going, because it's such a peaceful, loving, amazing place. And if, you know, if they don't start bringing in young people and attracting young people's music and everything, it's not going to keep going. So we're really happy about that. So let's bring in the youngsters and their music.
Thanks, Mom.
What a great way to do it with this crowd here. This is our first fair, as we said, and the diverse age group and everybody hanging out together, and a whole lot of people here want to hear other music and everything, and I think nobody better to bring it tonight than LP. But what I wanted to say is we got one of the most gracious compliments we could from somebody, which is when we interviewed her. Her mother said that it was her favorite interview that she had heard her daughter say. I just wanted to get that out there, because when you get approval from the mother and the father also, it means so much to us.
Well,
And
you guys really got her, and you really got the whole thing, and the questions you asked, and you know, the things that you brought out in her. Like, this is the best interview I've heard her do, because I've heard her do a lot of them, and it was really, it seemed like it was really from the heart for everybody. It was great. I was crying to the whole thing.
And you know, not all deadheads love what I'm doing, and my mom can be protective of me because she's the best ever. And I get it. It's not for everybody. I totally respect that. But so when I do talk about the Dead House stuff, my mom is always like, but did they like it or hate it? You know? And so I was like, okay, this is a good interview. You should go listen. They liked it.
Well, this is like, I feel like there's a lot of firsts, because this is also the first time an EDM set has been played. So all female, your first time EDM. The fair's changing, and I would like, and yes, and it needs to. And from Gail and Mike, I would like to hear your perspective, because you've 42 years deep into this 54-year-old fair. What are some of the changes that you've seen that have really stuck around and have grown?
Well, you see, the people who started the fair are now my age or older, and they had kids, and we're even getting into them having kids. And at some point, the generations are all out here. It has to be for everyone. And I've got to say, without her, I'm not sure how far along in this kind of music I would have gotten. But I've been able to take the journey with her. The amount I've learned about to my generation, a DJ is the person at the wedding. You know,
the radio.
There's a
Radio,
playlist.
right.
Yes, and so to find out what is actually entailed by this, I'm still not there. I'm still on the journey. I'm still learning. But it's opened up this whole world. My playlists now have gotten broader in the kind of music I listen to, and I think everyone should have that opportunity.
Absolutely. And you know what? If we don't change, we're stagnant, and we're not growing and dying. And I was one of those deadheads for a very long time that didn't listen to anything else. I was very closed-minded, and it took a really good MDMA and mushroom trip, and then I was like, oh shit, other
Where most
music
changes
is
come from.
really
Yes.
cool.
I should have tried that one.
Yeah, well, I know a guy. I understand both sides of the fence, but
Same.
where you said that your mom can be protective, what you
My mom has gone to fight with some internet haters. Yes, she has. And I've been like,
well
Mom,
she
just
should.
let it go.
No, man. You know what? After we talked to you, I was like, I was livid. I really was. For anybody to give you shit about your art is not okay. To give you a hard time about your expression of what you've grown up in, around in, and how you're processing it, putting it back out in the world, that is not for anybody else to say.
It's okay to not like it.
Totally. Turn the channel.
Right.
Yeah, that's. But here's. I mean, this is where I'm really, really lucky. I appreciate that, and
Yeah, look.
thank you. It's feelings mutual. But whenever I do get somebody who's taken the time to send me a mean message about it or whatever, I always think, darn. I was raised by the most loving humans in the most loving environment. I think of this as the place that brought me up. And I feel so sad that this person didn't have that.
Right.
Because I'm actually so
Compassion.
lucky. I'm so lucky to have this much support today. My dad's 7 brothers have flown in to all come to the show. My mom's siblings are going to be here. My brother, who again doesn't like a fair, he's bringing his little 6-year-old daughter to come see me because she's never seen me, and all she's doing is talking about getting to watch me on stage. Like, are you kidding me? My best friends are here. Hillary came all the way down from Portland. She's on a journey to come here. I'm the luckiest. I'm the luckiest.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we're so grateful to share this with you. When we talked initially, you're older than my daughter, but I just had this connection with you, Gail, to see their daughter doing something and killing it, to be at the top of their game and to be doing it so gracefully. That's really what it is, the compassion that you have, LP, and that energy that you have when you're up there. I am so excited to see you tonight in person because I've been watching you on Instagram, and that's not enough. It's not enough, you know? And
I'm just a feedback loop, truly. I'm a mirror, and it's the greatest privilege to be a mirror and try to show you all your own joy that you have. You already have it. I'm just here to shine it back.
That was something I wanted to ask you about, is as a DJ, and I think we talked about this a little bit in the interview, but you're going to all different kinds of locales and seeing different places, and the rooms are bigger and smaller, whatever, festival set, not festival set. When you're DJing something like this, what's your job?
The work I have to do is to feel the best I can in my body, and my job is to be a conduit of joy. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
nothing else to say after that, truly.
Do you find
This
it?
place taught me joy, so that's why I think I'm so excited about this gig, because I feel like all I have to do is tap into this place. I'm here, like whenever I go, to Guatemala or wherever, Ibiza or whatever, I'm channeling this place, and now I get to play in this place. Like, what? I might explode.
And I can imagine too that like the energy of the crowds are different from place to place, and since this is where you came up, that the energy is familiar and comfortable, so there's no adjustment period up there. You're gonna just do your thing and explode.
I'm so excited I can levitate out this chair.
I would like to know a couple from each one of you. What's one of your favorite memories of her growing up in Fair?
I have, while you guys think, this is mine. When I wanted those fairy wings and you wouldn't buy them for me because you just bought me a bunch of other, like, everything else, face paint and hair braiding and stuff, and I freaked out and cried the whole 8-loop home because I was like, but what about those fairy wings?
Oh, wait a minute. Let me tell the real story. I bought you those fairy wings, and we walked 2 booths away, and you said, I don't want to wear these.
I don't want to wear these, Mom. Will you hold them?
I took him back. I'm like, she doesn't want these. Can I have my money back?
LP, you should buy him a pair of fairy wings.
100%.
I don't want these.
I have a pair.
Yeah, don't worry. Today is tutu. We're all wearing tutus in our crew tonight, so you'll be able to find us.
Okay. Do you?
Dad.
I don't know if I have a moment, because there's so many of them, and they come together into you took to this place from before you were, kind of. From the earliest moment, you love this place, and like we've mentioned, a little different than her brother, who,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
as soon as he didn't have to come, quit coming. You would show up and you run off, and then God knows what's happening. So maybe that's why I don't
Find a
have
best
the memories.
friend, hold hands with somebody,
Yeah.
Wow.
get all dirty, get your face painted.
In the forest, we're in the forest. Like I played a lot of festivals, but to have one that's in the forest, which is the most healing, like this is the medicine, right
Yes.
here. Looking up and seeing the trees, this is the medicine.
So as a first-time fairgoer, I had heard about Oregon Country Fair, and
Yeah,
people
how's
would
it going for you?
they would look at me and they would be like, "You've never been to fair?" And I think, "No, I've never been to fair."
It's a good question.
Yeah. And so everybody's trying to explain it. I got here on Thursday and the parking lot is completely full. And I'm like, wait, the fair doesn't start till tomorrow. I was like having to remind myself, oh shit, this is just the people that work here. It was like Disneyland parking lot forever and ever in going in this field. And then we walked in here and I saw what this takes, and that this area that we're in, like in the 8 floods. So all of this stuff has to be taken out of here every year and rebuilt. The immense amount of love and intention and thought and just like sheer human will and stick-to-itiveness to make this a thing is grand anyway. But then you got a bunch of deadheads that did this. And it's astounding to me because nobody thought we knew how to do anything.
Weren't we too stoned?
Yeah. Yes.
My parents used to be like, oh, when we first started coming here, we'd sleep in that bush, or like we, you know, like they just. I'm like, what? You like, where was your tent? No, we didn't need a tent.
It's such a labor of love. I mean, it resets us every year. You know, we come here for 4 days, but we spend weeks setting up just because it's fun and we're so excited. And then you spend 4 days here and you just feel like it's a reset and you're ready to take on the real world. Although we like to call this the real world, but then it's supposedly the real world. We have to go back to.
Why can't this be all year round? The one thing I noticed that we have being here for a couple days is I have never seen so many people so happy to work, to have a job, to be so excited to be on a crew. Yeah, and
That they're not getting paid for.
exactly. The payment is being here. And it is amazing to see that. And again, like we keep saying that, it's like people say, you know, hippies can't do stuff, get stuff done. Are you kidding me? This is the 4th largest city in Oregon when it's done, and it's so amazing. Everybody here, you are all awesome. Everybody that's here, everybody that volunteers to do this. We are 2 days in, we are hooked. It already came up, or I'm sorry, 3 days. We got here Thursday, and we had the discussion. I think it was Thursday evening. Fair hadn't even started, and it was like, do we want to come again next year? And we're like, yeah. And people coming up and saying, greeting us and saying, welcome home. That really hits home.
Yes, yes, yes.
We have to head out, you guys. Is there anything else you want to? Is there a final? Thank you so much for being part of the Deadhead community and accepting me. It means a lot to me. Thank you. I'm so excited to share today with you. I can't wait. Oh, yeah.
This is the privilege. Hello.
Hello.
This is the privilege of being in a podcast living room. Since I didn't hear anybody else had any other questions, are you open to perhaps a question?
Yeah, let's
from
take
the
questions.
audience?
Yeah, we have a
Anybody
couple
have
minutes
anything
before we
to
have to
say?
run out.
One or two?
We're an open book, this bunch.
What the
Yes.
heck? Can you come over here? Yes, please. Both of you come up real quick. Willard, come on. Sorry, we're doing that like creative dance with the mics and
I have never seen you live, but do you mix in fish at all, or is it strictly the Dead?
It's a lot of my own music. I'm a producer, and then I have some of the stems to Grateful Dead guitars and vocals and stuff that I'll weave in and out. I started working with Goose, so I have some of their stuff too.
Well, and there's
So I have and also
Doors,
Janice
Jimmy,
and Doors
Bob
and
Dylan.
Jimmy and yeah, that just like the rock and roll vibe. Yeah, and then I play the piano live too.
We got to her.
Yes. All right.
I had a question all lined up, but then she asked the exact question I was going to ask.
Fish,
It's
I
like,
love
how do you
that.
create your beats and whatnot? So anyway,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm a producer, and this is the Dead House thing came later when I felt confident enough to I guess accept all parts myself. You know, I was very much in like the dance space and more like UK Ibiza, and then when I started to, the more ungrounded I got, the more grounded I wanted to be, you know, and started sort of fooling around with some Grateful Dead stems I ended up getting my hands on, and that's when I fell in love with their music, is hearing it separately and really being like, these folks were geniuses. What Mom and Dad might have been onto something.
You
And
think?
So anyways, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
It's an honor to be here. Truly, I'm so excited y'all are part of the Fair family now.
Thank you.
Forever.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing your story and sharing your daughter with the world. Thank you so much.
Also, as they're leaving stage 2, Mom and Dad, you pass down the dopest shirts to your daughter to
Right.
wear when she is DJing. When we first started seeing her, where it's like, where is she getting these shirts? And then we learned about Mom.
Good job.
Yeah. And
In the
that's
box.
some money.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you tonight.
Bye, guys.
LP
Give it up
Giobbi
for LP
and
Giobbi.
Gail and Mike.